Hey, welcome in.
Welcome to the Arrowhead Addict podcast.
We are here coming to you live. Let me tell you, the dopamine, it's flowing.
I am damn excited. Damn excited.
That's a terrible drum roll. Oh!
Boy, how you doing, man? Patrick.
Will, Sterling.
Yeah.
Super Bowl champion, two-time Pro Bowler, and Trent Green. Trent Green, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
And he picked it up! He picked it up! He's gonna score! And we'll see you next week, but until then, as always, go Chiefs.
Welcome into the Arrowhead Addict podcast on this Tuesday. Sterling Holmes, Josh Brisco. You can follow him on the X at JB Brisco, myself at Homestretch KC. After some technical difficulties, because we are both very technological people, we've done it. We've figured out what we're going to do. We figured out how it's going to work, and we're going to bring it straight to you. Before we get into all that, Brisco, how are you?
I'm good, man, and I think people ought to know that the actual format of today's show was officially finalized with 2 seconds on the countdown clock. But I think we've got a good one here. It's evolved a couple times. You know, the draft is just a couple days away. Every computer in my home, at least, is whirring near capacity, and I feel like that's how things are supposed to go around this time of the year.
Yeah, we had it, and then we had to pivot. It was like a Friends episode. We had to pivot. We just
like
pivoting.
Every GM in the NFL draft, your plan A is never going to be what you get to do for 3 consecutive days. Sometimes you got to pivot.
So what we're going to do is, it's working pretty well so far on my screen. So what we're going to do is I'm sharing my screen of the NFL draft database, and I will go through second. I want Brisco to go first.
Whoa!
So what we're going to do is I will give him the reins. He will go through and he will do his draft.
Okay.
We will take a quick ponderance of said draft that Brisco does. Then I shall do my own draft. And then you, the valued listeners and watchers, get to vote on whose do you like better? Brisco's bum-ass draft that hasn't even happened yet, or my stupendous draft that also hasn't happened yet. You get a vote. We listen to you, and hopefully you vote for me. So we're going to have some fun doing that. We figured this would be a little fun final mock draft. This will most likely the last mock draft I will do until Thursday. I've only done mock drafts on this show pretty much. I'm not a mock drafter, so you see all of what I do. People that do like 30 of them, I go, not for me. Not for me. But what is for me, and before we get into this phenomenal mock draft idea that Brisco and I had, is talk about Underdog. Because do you ever watch sports and find yourself wishing there was a way to get into the game? Oh, baby, now you can with Underdog. Finally, there's a way to make picks on sports without leaving the house. The game is in your hands. It's super easy. Higher or lower on a player's stats, strikeouts, points scored right now in the NBA. They have all your favorite leagues, and you can create entries with all baseball picks, or let's get a little freaky with it. Mix and match baseball and NBA. So if you want to get everything right, if you get that all right, you can turn $1 up to 1,000 times your money. All right there with your sports knowledge on Underdog. I love Underdog. What I really like for this upcoming night actually is Minnesota. I like the over with Anthony Edwards points, and I kind of like LeBron James with the triple-double. I like Luka to score about 35 plus. Maybe I'm going a little bold. I think the Lakers win. I think it's going to be more of a high scoring game. I think Luka and LeBron get a way to split at home. I'm going 1-1. So for that reason, that is what I'm rolling with. Okay. I'm going with higher and lower right there. Super, super easy. All right. You want to know how to get into it? Right here. Arrowhead Addict promo code. And you can unlock a special offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make that first deposit. So make sure you join in on the fun when you sign up with promo code Arrowhead Addict to claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon first deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado. For some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona. Present in state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern with your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. In New York, call 24/7 HOPE line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Not bad.
First round performance.
Not bad. Not bad for the first round doing that. First time doing that new disclaimer.
Felt good.
Felt great. Strong. Okay, Brisco.
Happy 40 time. Yeah, let's do it.
I got it pulled up for you. I have a whole bunch of ads. Don't know how ad blockers work, but we're going to start this bad boy. All right, you ready?
Yep, let's get a few more ads on there, and then I think we're good. Sterling, my first bit of instruction for you is I'd like you to pause it around pick 23, 24, so I can survey the board here.
Okay.
I've seen a few things unravel over the last few days of draft fun, and so like Walter Nolan goes 22 there, 23 to the Packers, 24 with the Vikings feels like the trade up spot. Can I see the interior defensive line group, or just the defensive line group there? Actually, Sterling.
Well, yes, you can.
Man, I really would like Derek Harmon. I'm a little bit nervous right now about him lasting all the way to 31. Kenneth Grant is still on the board. I'm going to go ahead and stick to my guns, though, and stick to what I generally believe, which is that it's hard enough to make these picks, even when you get to keep all your picks. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll wait it out to 31 here, although I'd be curious to call Minnesota here at 24, maybe see where Harmon goes.
He's still there at 24.
He is still available. It's a phone call I'd make, but I'm going to say right now, I don't know how the AI trade up mechanics work here in this. So I'll wait till 31 here, but I really like to see Harmon naked.
You say naked?
I might get naked because he's there, baby.
Do you want to look at these trade offers?
I'd like to see the trade offers here. Yeah, the Bengals want to pay me to move back 18 spots. I don't mind that. Luther Burden also went to Buffalo there at 30, who I would have been interested.
Yeah.
But let's see the rest of the drafts. The offers here. I don't really think I want this Bengals offer. It's a lot from New England to move back 7 spots.
That's a sturdy offer. That's a damn good offer.
We do this every time where you and I look at this and we say we would take this trade. I simply don't believe the Patriots would offer this trade. Let's see the next one. Wow. The Seahawks want to give us their next draft and about half of this draft to move up 29 spots. If I was actually
19
Brett
spots,
Veach,
actually, Brisco. 19 spots.
Smokes. If I was actually Brett Veach, if I was actually running the Chiefs, I would have taken at least the second 2 trade offers here, but I got my guy at 31. I'm very happy to take Oregon defensive tackle Derek Harmon at 31 overall. I'm going to do it.
Derek Harmon, you are Briscoe's draft pick.
I'm really happy with that. I'd be happy with that if that's how it went down.
I'm going to be so pissed because your board felt really good to you.
It did. Well, look, I didn't ask to go first.
This board is about to be buns to me. Guaranteed.
Another trade back option here. It's a huge trade back from Buffalo at the future third. I'm not going to take that. Again, I want to try to live in some realism here. Future third and a big move back. Not interested.
These are kind of bad trades. They're trying to screw you, Brisco. They're trying to get one over on you.
Those early ones, I would have. This Browns one, I would 100% take to move back 4 spots, but pick up a 4th and 2 6ths. Here's the thing again, and I don't know. Maybe this is too metaphors, Stu, but I would take this trade, and then I would be looking around at using those in day 3 to move up and to probably find some guys, because now all of a sudden you're, with my mentality, you're going to have double-digit picks. I can't sit here on Mock Draft Database doing this show live with you and also try to figure out how I'm going to jump from 104 to 98. So I'm going to reject these trade offers, and I'm going to go ahead and just make myself take a pick here. Although plenty of these offers would have been perfectly good in real life.
All right, so JTT, Ed from Ohio State, Quinshot Judkins, TJ Sanders, Trey Harris, wide receiver from Ole Miss, Jack Beck, wide receiver from TCU, Darian Porter, cornerback from Iowa State. Any, you tell me where to look, Briscoe.
I appreciated you kind of doing the scroll through there, and I get to pick again in 3 picks. Go ahead and scroll me back up to the top, but I think I know who I want. It's a guy who I didn't think would be here at 63, and it leaves me going back-to-back defensive line with Derek Harmon at 31 and JTT at 63. I'm pretty stoked about that. I'm happy to have him at 63, and this Chiefs defensive line just got a lot younger and a lot more powerful.
Are we saying no to trades then for you?
Again, these all feel kind of pedantic. Yeah, I think
These just don't seem real. I mean, you're going
Right,
to, the Browns drew back one pick, and they were going to give you a third, 2 6th, a 7th, and next year's 4th.
that's never happening. I like Mock Draft Database. They do a really good job with a lot of things. It's why we keep using them. Their interface is good. Their list of prospects is good. That's ridiculous. So
let's just say no trade backs, okay? No trades.
I want to say, if you get a good one at 31 that feels realistic, I want you to take it. Like, if you want to
first
take
round
it, right?
trade only.
But yeah, I mean, some of this later stuff is getting a little bit ridiculous.
Browns one, that's asinine. I mean, that is just that's child's play. It is the Browns, Brisco. I think we kind of forgot that is the Browns. This might be, you know what? They nailed it. This is realistic.
That might be true. Yeah. No, listen, I think we should call the Browns and take that if we can. But no, that's not getting offered in real life.
Oh my gosh, I hate how the board has been so damn good to you.
Man, you want me to go? I don't know anything about. I thought that was somebody else. Never mind. I was going to even still be wrong here. So Judkins is at the very top. I've said for a while that if I was going to be hunting for running backs in this draft, I'm probably trying to wait until that Titans pick at least, or the Chiefs' own third rounder. And so I'd rather wait another round if I could. I'm not. Nate Taylor likes Elijah Aurora. We talked about him a little bit last week. I'm not sure he's my guy. I feel so good about doubling down on the defensive line. Can I see the receiver board here? Royals,
yeah, I almost actually drafted Tyler Shug, the quarterback from Louisville. I accidentally double clicked, but you almost got a quarterback in the third in the early third.
We could have worked on the post production on that. That would have been tough for me to come back from. Yeah. I'm kind of interested in some of the receiver names here. I just listened to a few podcasts about this receiver class, but it also just keeps going. This is gonna be my last pick for a little while.
Also, by the way, is Savion becoming a really popular name? There's Savion Jones, right, from LSU, and now Savion Williams.
We're getting some Savions in the group.
I like it. It's a great name.
Let's take a look at that linebacker position real quick. It's a little rich for my blood here too. Typically, Chris Paul. Fantastic. I don't know, Stu. I feel so good about nailing the first two big needs off the top of the draft there that I'm in best player available territory. And I don't know. What do I need to know about Darian Porter? Tell me something about Darian Porter.
Big dude. You want Darian Porter. If it were me, I'm going Darian Porter.
I'm taking a quick little peek over here at the KCSN draft guide. Team fit high for the Chiefs. Player comp Kevin King. Size, length, athleticism, physical boxes, length.
Dude, 6'3".
Yeah.
33 and an eighth inch arms, ran a 4.3. He's like Tariq Woolen. Like, no, like this.
I'll do it. I'm tripling down on defense, baby. I said this 2 months ago. Draft defense, pay offense. I'm cooking with gas, and I'm happy to be here cooking.
This is why I'm saying I am so damn pissed that the board fell the way it did for you. You have so many good options. Trey Harris would have snagged him.
You could have gone first.
I'm a nice man.
You made me go. I would take this offer from the Giants. It would not be there in real life.
Skip ad. Okay. What you looking for?
I'm looking here at Demetrius Knight Jr. I'm curious, linebacker here. Curious what he brings. I'm telling you what, man, I was not predisposed to go this way in terms of all defense, all from the jump here. That was not my plan coming into this, but looking at the board here, let me read you a little something again from the good folks over at the KCSN draft guide. Knight's blend of size, athleticism, and comfort in space could make him an appealing addition to the Chiefs' linebacking core. He could profile as a will for the Chiefs, and lining him next to Nick Bolton could serve as a quality battery, similar to what they had with Bolton and Willie Gay Jr. I'm going to take Demetrius Knight Jr., and I am going to quadruple down on defense. Steve Spagnuolo and Dave Tobe are both extremely happy men.
Wow. Brisco. He loves a strong D.
I'm going big for the D, man. You want to have a weak D in February? Absolutely not.
Got to make sure that D can get it up.
Can I? I thought I was gonna hit a little running back groove here, and I still think I may. A bunch more trades I would take that I'm not going to because it feels like candy, baby, etc. I wouldn't have taken that Broncos.
Yeah, actually,
one, I guess,
the first was great.
Well, I gotta take. I mean, you're seeing Isaiah Bond sitting there. That was your son of a.
No, Jared Ivey, Lathan Ransom, I mean, Devin Neal, Isaiah Bond.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you got options, dog.
I sure do. I'm telling you now, I think it's probably either Devin Neal or Isaiah Bond time. The real question is how sick do I feel, and how much am I gonna push the running back agenda? This is the last real pick for a long time for me. After this, I got 3 picks in the 200s, and that running back group, there's still a lot of names on there that I know and have positive feelings towards. Give me Isaiah Bond.
Wow.
I'd rather add a speedy, not sure what he's going to be wide receiver in that spot, and then take maybe a couple of swings at running back, and you just make training camp the Joker snapping a pool cue over his knee to fill out the team.
Yeah.
Say, hey, Kareem Hunt, Elijah Mitchell, at least one of these. Again, I'm late. I'm waiting really, really late on running backs here, and I'm almost certainly going to take one as soon as I'm available. Here's another thing I'll say. If I would have taken some of those trade backs, this is where I'd be trading up, or I'd have some picks in this spot to take a running back without waiting until the 7th. But this is the consequence of my 0 RB lifestyle.
I can't wait for my draft that I do to be just complete buns, and I'm out here drafting like Jack Sawyer round 1. It's going to be electric.
I'm really excited for it. I'm excited to be here for it. Well, Jackson Hawes, the tight end out of Georgia Tech, is not a running back, but I feel like that's a little late for him, right?
Yeah. Big board it.
I mean, that seems like an outlier. Can I see the running backs here? I'm either going Hawes or a running back. And I get to go again in about 20-some picks. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to take Jackson Hawes here. I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to get myself a little blocking tight end. Nothing little about him, I don't think. A 6'4", 250. Little was a poor choice of words. And I'm going to add another weapon. That Mock Draft Database loves my draft.
Yeah, they love it. I love it too, quite frankly.
Yeah, I'd sign up for this right now. I'm guessing this won't pan out this way. All right, I got to take a running back, Stu. Who do I got here? Who are my options?
We have an Iowa tight end. That seems like a good option. You have Nick Nash. You basically won the Triple Crown at wide receiver last year for San Jose State.
If I would have gone running back earlier, I think I'd go Nash here, actually. Okay. Any of these? We have now left the tier of running back where I was still excited about some of the guys who were there. Taking one at 133 might be the lesson of this. Scroll back up to the top of the board here for me.
I don't know, man. Ulysses Bentley the fourth. Are you kidding me?
He might be my Mr. Relevant here in 6 picks.
That's strong.
I gotta do a little bit of kind of fit check stuff here. I'm curious to find. Let's see here. Here you go. Good. We're going Joe Quavius. Not officially. I'm trying to find the fit that makes sense for me, to find a guy that stylistically kind of grooves with what the Chiefs need right now. Frankly, I think I probably missed the window there. Let me do my.
Man, these 7th rounders are going to take so long with Brisco. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'll take Mullings, and I'll still dust your draft.
I'm kidding.
Dust
Who do you want?
Your draft. I'll go Mullings here and add a running back to the group. Not really the fit I was super excited about. Not really the range I was super excited about. That's the consequence of going receiver, tight end ahead of running back there.
They love it, though. They think that you are a genius.
I do appreciate that from them. And then I'll take the safety out of Toledo at the top of the board last. We're getting ourselves a 7th round safety. I'm sure somebody will find a use for him between Dave and Spag.
So I don't know. How do I do this? I don't know how to start it or save it, but
well, hit save. Click save first there.
Okay, I pressed the
button.
button.
Make sure we get that somewhere.
Cam Ward. Okay. Derek Harmon, JTT, Darian Porter, Demetrius Knight, Isaiah Bond, Sweet Summer Fun by Hy-Vee, Jackson Hawes, Khalil Mullins, Max and Hook.
I'm happy with this.
Okay.
I would revisit the running back strategy. That's the immediate takeaway from that class, is that I think I got everything I wanted and more, except the running back position left with a little bit less.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now is, how do I restart? I don't know. I'm just going to start over. Press the back button.
Or do a new tab and make sure we've got it. We all saw what it was.
Oh, I got to pick a team.
I'd suggest doing the Kansas City Chiefs for this exercise.
I don't know, man. All right, we're going to start.
Do you have hopes as this is going on here?
Do I have what now?
Hopes for what you're going to get at 31?
Just despair.
You taking a running back at 31 would be a good counter to what I just did.
Oh, great. Look at my trade offer. I get 3
3 worst picks next year for 1 good pick this year. Come on.
Love it. Nice. Derek Harmon.
Harmon's there. Simmons is there. Nolan's there. You got a better board than me, dude. You might have gotten the 2 best, like, reasonable D-line prospects and the best tackle prospect given where the Chiefs are picking from.
Yeah.
You got 3 real choices here.
Well, shoot, because I want Derek Harmon, but you got him. I don't want to be a blowhard and just have the same draft as you, but like I really like that better.
I like Walter Nolan fine. I think I'm leaning Harmon right now, but
yeah, I would take I would take Harmon. This is hard because I don't want to have the same.
Unfortunately, in this reality, Derek Harmon also was drafted 30th. So is Burton still there? You want to go get your Luther Burton draft going?
He was drafted 30th in this one.
Oh, he also went 30th in this one?
Uh-huh. I don't know what to say. I feel pain.
Yeah.
I feel pain.
Where are you at on Josh Simmons? I don't know if we've talked about him a whole lot.
So hard.
You're out? Okay.
In the first round, I'm out, dog. You know what? We keep taking tackles who are rookies and giving them 2 games. Maybe they'll eventually be great in those 2 games. Then they'll sick. It's the same. It's the same situation every single time, and you're perpetually saying, "Did it work for them? No, but it might work for us." Yeah. Like that's all you're doing time and time again. I'm overdrafting tackles this early because you're not going to play them. Doesn't matter. You're not going to give them a legit chance to succeed because you don't have time. Because Patrick's. He needs time, and you're trying to win Super Bowls, not trying to improve these guys for 4 years down the road. So for that reason alone, I am so out on Josh Simmons, which is a bummer.
You want Malachi Stark? You want to add to the safety group? It'd be kind of confusing.
Son of a gun.
Do you not like Walter Nolan? Harmon. Is it close? You're taking Harmon? Wow, copycat.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, he's not going to be there at 31, and so Thursday, this is all going to come around, and he's going to go 19. They're going to go, all right. Well, I know. Sterling's mock is boned.
Well, probably. See, look at these guys. Have already gone off the board. Why did you get good trade offers?
I didn't take them, so.
Yeah, but you got good ones. Everyone's like, look at this. I get.
The Rams would like back into the second round, so they've offered 3 6th this year and then a 3 4 5 next year. I mean, that's building for the future, Stu.
I just love the fact that every single one is like, I'll move back 1 pick and give you like 9 first rounders. Mine, hey, you want a 6th guy? This is not. This
makes you feel better. Mike G says, hard to unravel a draft after the gift of those first 2 picks, but Josh managed to do it respectfully.
Respectfully, of course. All right. I have Ursary. Oh, and I have Quinn. Oh, I got a lot of guys I like. Jack Sawyer.
Ursary's not going to be there at 63.
You remember how I said I hate tackles in the first round?
Yeah, you want to know? Yeah, second round's been the
right,
sweet spot for the Chiefs the last few years. Is that right?
second round right tackles are different.
Oh, okay.
I've said this
I
for a
think it
while.
makes
now, by
sense.
the way.
He's not going to be there, but it'll be seems feasible.
I've said for a while, I hate first round draft picks, left tackle, projectables, even like second, third round for left tackle. I do think right tackle can be a little different once Jawan Taylor's gone. Okay. Because you only have 1 year left of Wanya Morris. So when I draft Ursary, I'm not saying Ursary is your future left tackle. I still believe in the heart of hearts that the Chiefs should not try and draft a left tackle. Like, I know you're going to think this is insane. That's absurd. Certainly you're a dumbass. No, but you don't have time to let these guys develop and improve on the job. You're trying to win Super Bowls, okay? You're not the Panthers. You're not the Jets. You're not these ass teams. You have to let these guys go in right now and be serviceable, okay? The growing pains can't happen. So I think the right side's a little easier. It's a little different. I think Ursary, you could say he could be the right tackle, not this year, obviously, but the year following. I think left tackle, you're hoping Jalen Moore pans out, and if he's good, you might have to overpay to keep him in KC. But that's the price of doing business right now. So that's where I'm at. So if those are wondering why I would potentially even consider a tackle in the second round versus the first, that is my thought process here. Right's different than left. And again, I have a lot of questions about Josh Simmons and that patellar injury. So that's another situation.
Also, you scroll down just a teeny bit on your big board.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was Jack Sawyer. There was the
yeah, that's the name I really like.
man up. So okay.
Like if Jack Sawyer was there, I would double down with Derek Harmon and Jack Sawyer in an absolute heartbeat. Okay, that's without question.
I went Harmon and JTT, so I feel like we are aligned on that one.
So I'm gonna go with Ursary here. I just think that it makes a lot of sense.
I didn't draft any offensive lineman, by the way, which will not happen.
No. Oh, great. Thank you, Giants. Thank you for giving me 3 picks next year. That's fun for this exercise.
I think that's closer to probably realistic, I guess.
This one's a good one. This is let's go ahead and accept. No, I'm just kidding.
I would have taken so many trades that I would have had the entire 7th round.
Yeah, I know. I can't do it.
Brother.
Ooh. I still have 3 really good players left on the board. Judkins, Caleb Johnson, Jack Sawyer. It depends how I want to roll this. Do I want to roll with a running back in Judkins or Caleb Johnson? Or do I want to go with my gut, which is Jack Sawyer? I like Jack Sawyer because I think he's going to have a high floor. Okay. And he could eventually be the Charles Omenihu, Mike Dana replacement. Maybe even if FAU doesn't take off, that gives you some flexibility, some floor. I've been pretty high on Jack Sawyer. I would have liked him even at 63. I'm gonna go Jack Sawyer.
I think that makes a lot of sense. We have done incredibly similar things with 2 of our first 3 picks, and then you got Ursary at 63, and I went corner.
Yeah, which I don't hate. I know the age of him is very unique, and the lack of experience.
And that might be enough to move him down on the Chiefs board, but
yeah. Oh, thanks, Patriots. Yeah, I'm okay. I could also take Demetrius Knight. Nice. Let's just really do this thing. Oh, Harold Fenton Jr., that was real intriguing to me.
and get you guys Scataboo.
Charles Grant is a good projectable guy from William and Mary. Huge, very long arms.
When is your running back radar right now?
So this is about the range. Let's see what the running backs look like. Scataboo, Giddens, Devin Neal. The hard part is I almost want those guys at 133, but right. if I pass at 133, I guess you could go with Tootin. Tootin would be okay. Like right here at that list, I have Tootin, Neal, Giddens, and Scataboo, which I'd be pretty happy with at 133. At 95, I feel like I'm slightly reaching for all those guys, right? Yep. So you're kind of in that in between. I don't know how we're so bad at this. I feel like we're killing it, Joey Zook. I feel like if the Chiefs left with Derek Harmon, Ursary, and Jack Sawyer right now, I feel like they'd be lauded across the NFL.
I think that would go well for them, yes.
I think it would. Maybe I'm wrong. if you want to say that y'all are so bad, but y'all is just considered Brisco, then yeah, I think I would agree with that.
Our drafts are the same so far.
Wide receivers. Oh, that's a reach and a half. Tez Johnson.
See, that's why like the Bond thing at 133 ended up being kind of the drop off for like that probably has to be your running back floor at this point.
Yeah,
for this tier of guys, but then I don't know, you give me options on like athletic freaks who play more valuable positions, and it's really tempting.
So I feel like I want to go with Harold Fanning Jr. I know people are going to hate that. Most people are going to hate this pick.
Your second pick isn't playing for a year, and your fourth pick might not play for 2.
For a year.
Maybe.
It's just Travis Kelce. Man,
I mean, I would draft Travis Kelce given the opportunity.
I am just so intrigued by Harold Fanning Jr. I am just enamored with the production. If you know me, I'm a production guy. I like production way more than projectables typically. It's why there's just certain guys. It's why I thought Rashee Rice could be successful. He was so productive at SMU, right? So
I think this pick's even spicier than the Cholula ad at the bottom of your screen.
It's gonna hate it. What's it called? I'm doing it.
No, they're gonna hate it. It was still above, still value from where he was on the big board.
Yeah, I did it.
I love that for you.
I went with my gut there.
Can you close that ad for whatever? Never mind. The prescription drug went away, so I wanted to.
Oh yeah.
See the board. More Cholula and Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah, I'm good on these picks. Oh, Denzel Burke, cornerback from Ohio State. That is very intriguing. DJ Giddens is still there. Isaiah Bond is still there. Devin Neal is still there. Tootin is still there. I got a lot of options here. So I really like Denzel Burke, cornerback from Ohio State. I've talked about how I think the Chiefs should bring in a cornerback, and I would like to see it around this range. I think in real life, you're going to see the Chiefs trade back into the 160s, maybe. I don't know your thoughts there. I think they'll move back in here where if a guy like a Denzel Burke was somehow still on the board, I think you would rock that. I think if Giddens, I think there's going to be a running back around this range of Giddens, Burke, Giddens, Tootin, or Neal that I think you could roll with. This is a very intriguing spot, but since we didn't trade back in the draft because we're trying to not do trades because it just becomes too almost taking advantage of the CPU at times, so we didn't do that, which makes this very difficult for me because I'm either going running back with Devin Neal or I'm going Denzel Burke at cornerback.
Neal would be your running back here, definitively.
Yeah, I've talked about that. I think Burke is just too good of an option. Like I think I would be dumb to not go Denzel Burke here, and I'm not dumb.
You're also not going to get any of those running backs. You and me are going to get the same tweets, man. We did the same. Did we do the exact same position groups, except you took a tackle and I took a linebacker?
Okay, I'm going to stop. Pause. Dang it. He just went. I'm going to try and trade for Devin Neal right there. I love Clint. It would behoove you to go CB Sterling. Good call, Clint. I love you using my words. I love you being here too. Yeah.
I mean, just a lot of running backs.
I know.
Here, man. This is killing.
Really
tough. I got caught up with Bond. You got caught up with Burke, and now we're both like, oh yeah, we did want this team to get a running back at some point, and now you're in the 200s.
I don't think that the Chiefs are going to draft a receiver from Texas ever again.
No,
or someone who lives in Texas or ever travels to Texas. I think that's just done.
If you think that's a lesson they've learned, I have some crazy news for you.
Okay. We're rolling.
Who's the best available running back right now? I just want to know if we're both in running back hell. It sure looks like we're going to be.
Yeah, his name is.
Hey, Rutgers.
Okay.
When's the last time a 7th round running back out of Rutgers was not good, huh?
Let's look up Kyle Monengay? Monengay?
I would say Monengai, probably.
Monengay, 5'8", 211, sturdy fella.
Fourth,
Sturdy.
fifth round grade in Dane Brugler's The Beast, running back 20.
He's short but stout is what he says. Short but stout. Wow. First team all Big Ten. Team captain. Here's what I love. You ready, Brisco?
Yeah.
This is why. No fumbles in his NFL career.
Well, he hasn't played a game in it yet, so that makes sense.
No fumbles in his college career either.
Oh.
Boom. You're a Kansas City Chief. Congratulations. Welcome. Oiler Titan says, as Chiefs fans, does Cam Ward conjure up memories of Patrick Mahomes at Texas Tech? And Oiler Titan, I'm so sorry to say this, but like not even close. I'm sorry. And I kind of forgot.
That's not the metric you ought to be using anyway, but no.
And by the way, I'm really out on Cam Ward. I said it before he even was consensus 1-1. I'm out on Ward. Sorry.
Are you out on all the quarterbacks, or are you just out on like?
I'm out on like almost every quarterback this particular draft. I've said I think Shedeur Sanders might have the highest floor. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I don't think Sanders is going to be a great quarterback, but if you're like, who could be a guy that, you know, is average in the
comp
NFL?
Is Brock Purdy for Shedeur.
Yeah, I think that's a fine comp. Like, that's where I'm at. I think Cam Ward is like, hey, so, you know, eventually one of these Anthony Richardson type quarterbacks is going to hit, but also he can't really run as good as him.
I don't think that's a great comp, but I also don't love Cam Ward.
No, my point is, I just think he's strong arm, but like I just think he's raw. I think under pressure, Cam Ward collapses. He's not going to get the same protection at Miami as he will in the NFL, especially to a team that's drafting first overall. Yeah, I'm out on Ward, but who knows? He might be a stud.
What would you do at 1?
Trade back
if that's not an option. If you're the Titans,
blow up the franchise. I don't know.
They already did that.
Sell.
They already did that, and then they took Will Levis.
I don't know. Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter. I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't actually ever thought about it. I haven't even thought about that.
It's kind of a tricky one. I think trading back and trying to get either someone desperate for a quarterback or even someone desperate for Travis Hunter would be kind of fun.
Lucas, I get Cam Ward's much better pass than Richardson. I don't like the comp. I'm just saying that there are a lot of projectables. I use it an extreme outlier with Anthony Richardson. I'm using an outlier, a hyperbolic player to prove a point here. I just think that there's so much variance. Just how there was so much variance with Richardson, I think the same thing with Ward. I think Shedeur is more of the quote-unquote sure thing, higher floor, if you will. Yeah, the running back I picked ran a 4.6. I don't care about 4.6, baby. Care about vision. I care about
4.6 yards per carry.
He ran for 5.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's go. I'm taking too long. I have 2 more picks left that no one cares about.
I care.
You care?
I do. Nick Nash.
Oh, Nick Nash. And I've talked about it perpetually. Nick Nash, you are a Kansas City Chief. All right, somebody
find yourself a Mizzou guy or something, like a little.
No. You know exactly what I'm doing. Come on.
For our thick son.
We are going for Desmond Watson.
Get wide. Was that an F? I didn't see it. Man, I'd vote for your draft now because you had the guts to do what needed to be done at the end.
I have stones, you know, I have gumption. I have courage in my convictions. Derek Harmon, Ariante Ursery, Jack Sawyer, Harold Fannin Jr., Denzel Burke, Kyle M., running back from Rutgers, who's never fumbled in college. Nick
or
Nash.
run a sub 4.540.
It doesn't matter. Have you run a sub 4.540?
No, but I've never fumbled in college.
Shoot, you got me on a technicality. Nick Nash, did he win the Triple Crown or was damn close to it at San Jose State last year? Got him in the 7th because that's value. Desmond Watson, big boy from Florida. If you don't know Desmond Watson, look that guy up. He will take up your entire screen and he will single-handedly stop the tush push. All I know is my draft was it clears. I think that's what the kids say.
Desmond Watson almost certainly weighs as much as Nick Nash and Kyle Monganai combined.
Should Sterling install an ad blocker? 29% said yes. 29% said nah, he's good. 21% said yes. And 18% said what's an ad blocker. I'm in the what's an ad blocker category.
According to the Beast, Dane Brugler's draft guide, I think I got about 413 pounds for Monganai plus Nash. What was Watson?
Yeah. See,
What did
DFN
he weigh in
Lone Wolf,
at?
we knew we were going to get it. Good draft, but y'all keep forgetting about the running backs in the early rounds. We've talked about that. When you get to that pick 133 or pick 95, it gets very difficult. You only have 2 picks left, and there's a plethora of running backs in that range. I think the Chiefs more than likely will actually trade up back into the 5th round or late 4th at that point. I don't think they're going to keep all 3 7th rounders, just quite frankly. So that's what I think would happen in real life. We said no trades, which made it very difficult in regards to basically getting a running back, because am I taking a running back over Denzel Burke? Well, I think that's a little silly. Like, I think the value was there. For Brisco, I wouldn't have taken Bond. I probably would have gone running back. That's just a little different. He didn't have the options that I had. The board
You had
fell.
better backs at 133, right?
I had better backs at 133, but I would have
think I
gone
had
Neal.
Giddens.
No, but I think you had Neal. So
Yeah, I think I did.
It's just, yeah. And I get 95 as a sweet spot, but I'm not giving up. Who did I draft at 95? Harold Fanning Jr. I get some people might. I just like the value of that tight end production there. I like what he can do as a ball catching tight end. I think he can be very effective in certain packages as well. I get the thought process of, if you draft Harold Fanning Jr., what's that mean for Jared Wiley? You already have Noah Gray under contract. You have Travis Kelce as well. But you have one more year. Jared Wiley, we don't know. I've been really intrigued by Harold Fanning Jr. That's what it came down to. If he wasn't there, I probably would have gone running back at that spot. Hell, I might have even gotten Denzel Burke at that spot, then running back at 133. Again, when the board falls that way, it's just I felt like the board fell a good way for both Brisco and myself for the majority of it, especially early on. So that's what it came down to.
I agree with that too. I think ultimately when you look at especially also, like, there are a bunch of things that just aren't going to happen in real life that happen every time in your mock iterations. I think what we learned from this today, other than that I'm better at doing mock drafts than Sterling, like, the other thing that we learned is that 95, 133 is kind of your ideal running back range. And again, the Chiefs will be mobile. There will be movement around that will even change where their picks are. But I'm now kind of the headspace that they probably end up taking a running back somewhere around that top 100 mark, which feels about right to me right now. I think, the 110, 115 sweet spot, I think, was about where we started losing some of our guys in this one.
Apparently, Briscoe's in the lead with 45%. Sterling has 18%, and web ads have 36%. I liked mine. I'm
happy with both of these. I think there's a lot of trade moving that would have changed left, right, and center, but I'm overall, I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah. This was enjoyable. This was, I guess, the last mock draft I'm going to do. And if all I care about is if Derek Harmon falls to 31, I think we could have stopped there and said, yes, I enjoyed this draft.
I did. That's exactly how I felt. Like, really both of the first couple of picks, and maybe all the 2 first rounds there, or back through the Titans pick there. Pretty happy with how that panned out for me. Pretty happy for how it panned out for you. I think yours is a little less exciting for me because Ursary is probably not contributing in year 1, and I'm maybe a smidge less excited about. I am less excited about Sawyer than JTT, but I'm pretty happy with those regardless.
See, and I get a lot of people didn't like our picks, both of our picks at 66, and that might be where the disagreement's going to come in, and more than likely 66 is going to be 63, and 66 could go literally anywhere. I like the production of Jack Sawyer. That's what it came down to. I get it. People are going to have some feelings of a certain play. My thoughts. I'm going to keep doing it. I like production, and he had production in college. I don't know.
I'm not that move. I'll tell you, Stu. It becomes like production and level of play becomes a tough thing for your next pick, Harold Fannin Jr.
Well, because he's a stud.
I know, but like I think that's what we do for players all the time. Well, I like this guy because of his traits. I like this guy because he was productive. I like this guy because it's just what we do. It's because you're figuring out what you like about these different players for different reasons, and it always varies.
I'm almost always production over traits. Almost. There's always going to be exceptions. When it comes to left tackle, yeah, I'm going to need to see some traits. Edge rushers, I get to an extent. Everyone wants to see the bendy guy and the guy who's quick around the edge. Dog, okay. For every Myles Garrett that you try and go after, now this is, again, very hyperbolic.
If you compare Myles Garrett to Joshua Kando, I'm gonna quit.
Good. Finally, we can all talk. This is the safe space now. My draft kicked his ass. So much better. So much better. I think he actually left. I think he's good. I think he's done. All right, fine. Mike G. Josh, explain passing on a wide receiver. Kyle Williams at 95 for a linebacker. Yeah, you're right. All right.
I wish my power would have gone out.
I did last week. All right. The power's going out on this show. Brisco's going to be on Only Weird Games about a half hour-ish.
Yes, we'll call it 4:30, 4:40 or so. Just me and Seth today. Nate's got a very good reason for being out, but I don't want to spoil that for him. Yeah, we'll have that, and then we'll do this again next week, Stu, and we're going to know a whole bunch of new members of the Kansas City Chiefs, and all the people that told us that we were dumb and bad at doing mock drafts are going to tell us that Brett Veach is good at doing drafts, and we'll share our analysis anyway.
Web ads came in second. Web ads with 35%.
Me first, then web ads, then Stu.
Hey, that's fine.
Chat.
Hey. You're probably right, everyone. You're correct. The 17% on my side. We're probably wrong, more than likely. But at least you know what? Credit to me for being a man enough to admit it. Okay, credit to me. Credit to everyone in the chat. Appreciate you all hanging out with us, doing this with us. It's a lot of fun. Again, you're making mock drafts fun. Everyone who hangs out with us makes mock drafts fun. If you can give us a review, please 5 stars wherever you get your podcast. That's also a huge help. They read all those on the Thursday show, the OG Hour, and I read them myself because I like to see if people said something nice or mean about me. Yeah, sorry, can't help it. I'd be a horrible athlete because I would be clapping back so hard. Just kidding. Actually, mean ones make me laugh. I just kind of get a chuckle. I'm like, huh, hey babe, do you see what this said? I'm an idiot. I'm like, she's like, yeah, I know, Sterling. We've talked about this before.
I just don't want you to misrepresent yourself, Sterling. Before we get out of here, you said you would be a horrible athlete, and I don't think that's fair or true or accurate. Sterling, you are a horrible athlete.
Pain. Appreciate everyone. Until next time, we are out.